Hi guys, hope you're both well. I love the show.
Oh,
Been
thank
honestly
you.
Hi, thank
been
you.
watching it again all morning, and I just find it so funny. Anyway, I'm going to begin with you, Ashley. I mean, obviously you've done voiceover work before in the gaming industry, so this must be obviously an environment you know quite well. So this whole project and this character must have felt quite tailor-made for you.
Yeah, it was interesting because I was brought on as a writer first, and it was very, very surreal because, like you said, I've spent a lot of time in the games industry. So it was both really exciting and also so bizarre to be writing about the industry from that perspective rather than just being in the industry. But it's been a really cool experience for that reason because I get to show this group of people and this sort of, medium that I love so much in a different way.
And how similar are the writing rooms in TV to the kind of behind the scenes work that we see in Mythic Quest?
Well, I think the kind of great thing about Mythic Quest as a show is that even if you don't know about games, you'll probably relate to it, especially if you're in a creative field, because fundamentally it's all the same stuff. You'll have I mean, in our writer's room, not really. Our writer's room is pretty amazing. But, you'll have in lots of creative settings like big egos that you have to navigate, um, finding ways to get your ideas in, or to compromise between things. Obviously, Mythic Quest is a more dramatized version of all of that, but I'll say that, I've talked to friends of mine in the games industry, for example, that will see Sue and be like, oh my God, I'm Sue. Or I had a friend who's a creative director respond to a scene where Ian kind of throws a tantrum and knocks a bunch of stuff off a desk. And he was like, "Ooh, that's a little bit too close for home. I may have done that once." Um, but if you work in film, if you work in animation, you're gonna be probably running into similar things. So our experience, we're very lucky in that everyone on our show is pretty amazing and really, really down to collaborate. But I'm sure that even folks that don't work in the games industry, that do work in a creative field or even just a normal office, have seen themselves or their coworkers reflected in some of the characters in our show.
And Imani, I was going to ask too. I mean, obviously, the show, despite its kind of comedy and irreverence, it doesn't shy away, does it, from tackling the kind of challenges in being a woman in this industry? How important is that kind of side to Mythic Quest in sort of collaboration with the comedy?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important because it's authentic to a lot of women in gaming, their experience, right? So we would do the if we're going to make a show about video games and the development that happens, we would do a disservice to them if we left that part out. So it's very important, and again, like this is a comedy, so we find the humor while tackling those subjects, and so we're not just like hammering it down the audience's throat, but we're able to make it entertaining and be like, hey, like this happens.
Yeah. And because I mean, it seems, my final question, you all seem to get on pretty well. That's what I've gathered from my limited research, which obviously must help. Does it help when you come back for a second season and that camaraderie is already established? It must make it such a kind of seamless transition to get back to work.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we all got really the gals. And when I say that, it's Jessie who plays Joe, Charlotte who plays Poppy, and the two of us all got really close, particularly over the quarantine. We were actually zooming a ton, so it was a joy to come back because you're just getting to spend time with your friends, and we love the rest of the cast so much. And like I said, there's a lot of crossover between the writers' room and the cast, and so we all have good relationships with David and Rob, not just as our co-stars, but also as bosses and writers. And it's a really, really good environment. And we're all really close. So it just ends up feeling like, oh, I'm getting to do something that I love with the people that I love.
Well, hopefully there'll be even more series to come in the future. Cool. Well, thank you so
Yes.
much for your time today, guys. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,